You know, I've been watching some of our videos on TikTok lately,
Uh-huh.
and I don't like how the audio always seems to glitch as soon as I'm about to make a good point. Every single time I'm like, yeah, this is exactly where everything's going to come together. My mouth keeps moving, but no talkie talks come out.
Yeah, it's what I deal with.
Yeah. Judy, I think it's safe to say you're kind of a saint. Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon. $5 a month gets you put on the ticker, which is scrolling by, as Judy likes to call it, the long ass ticker scrolling by right now. But your name could be up
Scrolling
there.
by.
You know, hopefully you won't have to make multiple Patreon accounts like Judy and my mom did, but it's okay. It's okay. We still love them. Everything's fine. Um, before we get into getting the comments, I just want to say, watching or seeing the picture of your mom and dad watching our podcast on their TV, oh my God, all the feels.
I know, my dad sent me a picture and I was like, wait, how did he get that?
What
Then I
episode were they
remembered
watching?
the most recent one.
Okay, so they didn't get
And
to hear me talking about the mountains of butthole.
no, they haven't. They
Ah,
haven't yet.
okay,
I don't know.
okay.
But I remember it's because Keith is logged into his YouTube on my parents' TV
Oh, that's
whenever we go in
risky.
there.
That's
Yeah.
risky. What if he's watching some twerking videos or something for educational purposes, obviously.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Right, no.
he's smart. He probably has a whole separate account for that. Yeah,
I'm sure, yeah.
the way that you launder money is the way that he launders like content. Oh man.
Anyways, okay.
Judy, real quick. I always like to tell people how to share the content. I would like to say I practice what I preach. Okay. I was
Okay.
out at work yesterday. There was a car in front of me. I got out of my car. I knocked on their window. I walked up. I knocked on their window. They rolled down the window. And I just yelled, "Listen to a conversation with Judy and Ryan." And then I ran away and got back in my car.
Wow. Did you see the person's reaction or
Yeah, well, it was Game Nerd TE, so
oh.
he laughed. Come on, I'm not. Look at the melanin in my skin. You think I'm walking up to a rando and doing that? No. If I'm going to share the content that way, it will be from the safety of my own car. I'm not gonna walk up, knock, knock, knock,
Okay.
knock.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
I know I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid. Damn. All right, it's time.
Get in the comments.
That's right. It's time to get the comments. Speaking of Game Nerd TE, which it took me a lot of practice to get the username
To stop
correct,
calling
okay?
him gamer nerd.
Yes. Okay. Game Nerd TE 1, in reference to the question about hooking up with someone with chicken pox. I refuse to eggplant someone having all of things chicken pox. I agree. Judy doesn't agree so much. She went on a date with strep throat. But I mean, to each his own. To each his own. Also, the man keeping this segment going by himself if he has to. Keith Yoder, I can't handle it devil emoji. I don't even know exactly what he was talking about because there wasn't in the video that I was watching, there wasn't any real reference to what can be handled or whatever. But God damn it if I don't appreciate.
No, is that the one? I think we were talking about you and your medicine and the amount of medicine you take. You think the average person can't handle it.
Oh, now I understand. Okay.
Yes.
See, well, because the thing that threw me off was the devil emoji.
Right.
So I was like, what is it you can't handle? Okay, I get it now. And last but not least. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say the thing with Keith's comments is that I'll hear him. So like we're on the couch and I hear him like, laughing, and then he'll be like, "No, that's a little too inappropriate." And then I'll hear him deleting. Oh my God.
That's okay. Keith, you could just text me those ones. It's fine. It's fine.
There you go. Okay.
And then last but not least, from my co-host herself. After further conversations about EP and Ryan's attraction to Indian women. Okay, so really it should be after further conversations about EP, comma, and Ryan's attraction to Indian women, I can no longer defend EP. This comes from the fact that after we had the whole debacle talking about how she was upset with me because I was finding myself attracted to women that, you know what, kind of look like her. This, and I say this respectfully, okay? Respectfully. This bitch had the audacity to go and tell me that a lot of people confuse her for being Indian. What?
Yes, Ryan literally had to call me on FaceTime and was like, "You have to hear this."
First thing, I was losing brain cells in the moment. I had to make sure that the simulation was still functioning, okay? When I heard that. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All right, and then speaking of the EP brought a crisis into my life the other day. Okay. So I'm in the bathroom, and it's one of the times that instead of being on my phone and just scrolling, I have my phone in my pocket and I'm playing on my Switch, right? So I'm just chilling, taking my time. It's nighttime. I don't have anywhere to be. I'm going to play this game until my legs are asleep and I have to walk funny back out into the living room. You know, we all have that. My legs asleep walk. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm in there, apparently the EP is texting me, but I don't know that I'm getting texts because my phone is in my pocket. My pocket is around my ankles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then when I finally look at my phone, this is what I see. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, I've clipped off the very first message that I got.
Okay.
Right? So that it doesn't give everything away. But I just want you to look at the rest of these messages real quick. Okay.
Okay.
So sure. Send help.
Send help.
You haven't even read my message. Wow. Thought you loved me. I'm literally having a crisis. I know you have your phone. Now, I would like to reference, these last three of thought you loved me, literally having a crisis, and I know you have your phone. I would like to reference that with this second message of you haven't even read my message because she has my read receipts on. So she knows that I didn't see any of this. So she's just texting me. Just full on yelling at me, knowing that I have no idea what's going on yet, right?
Yes.
So then I'll show you what brought this crisis on, okay?
Okay.
There's a roach! A singular roach! Send help! Right? So when I see the message. I'm like, okay. I go out into the kitchen. This is what I find. That's what I find. She's posted up on the kitchen counter, and I like how her legs are in the air. She's 5'2". Her legs could hang down and she'd have like a 1.5 feet of clearance to the floor. Okay. But that's her right there. I had to literally carry her out of the kitchen because she was too afraid of the roach that was in there. Which it had scurried like under the oven, which is why we couldn't get it, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
From there, I had to carry her out of the kitchen so that she wouldn't have to live the rest of her life just up on the counter.
Okay, let me just say, I know where EP's coming from, but I'm not to that extent of scared of roaches. I'll just yell for Keith, and then he'll come out and be like, Keith, there's a bug, and he already knows to like kill it.
No, and I get that. That's like the marriage code, right? We all have different roles, and that I am not saying that she should have to man up and take care of the roach herself. No, I'm not saying that. Yeah. What I am saying is that I feel like this might have been a bit much. Just like the situation called for a 6 and she shot it to a 9.8.
Yeah. So did she, like, after it scurried into the oven, did she just stay in the kitchen? She didn't like leave?
No. It scurried under the oven, and that's where she stayed posted on the counter.
Why would you stay there, EP, where it's the zone of the roach? Why didn't you just leave the zone of
That's
roach?
what I asked her. She said, no.
I can understand if it was like a mice, you know, like
you don't understand
that. Okay.
Like, I don't think you're getting what I'm saying though, because or I don't think you got what I was saying though. The roach was under the oven. I still had to carry her out of the kitchen.
So did you ever kill the roach? Or it's gone forever?
It's gone forever. Like, I tried to catch it a couple times. It was one of those, like, I'm living past the nuclear holocaust roaches. It was one of them. Yeah. Dude was a survivor. I tried using the vacuum. I tried the cup trick. I didn't want to kill it. You know, I just wanted to catch and release type thing. Mostly because it was a big fucking roach. Right?
If you squish that, it's going to be like...
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of mess. Everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to catch and release on it. If it was like a little ass gnat, you know, and just take care of it. But... Yeah. So yeah, he's just gone forever. Or until the next time it comes out in the bathroom and she's freaking out. So. She was not happy. She was not happy that I was going to tell that story.
I saw in the message where she said, leave me alone.
Yeah. She was actually a little mad at me for a while.
Oh, again.
Yeah, like not a ton mad, but just like...
It's just an ongoing thing with y'all, huh?
Yeah, fair. That is fair. Just this one was more understandable though, because it's like she felt like I was making fun of her fears type thing. Yeah. The other one, respectfully, I think she was just at that emotional part of her month, if you get what I'm saying. Okay.
The luteal phase? Luteal phase?
Luteal?
Mm-hmm.
What the bitch, do I look like a doctor?
Okay. EP will understand when she hears this part. No.
Thank you. You're going to explain to me what this luteal phase is.
Luteal phase is okay, so quick anatomy of the women's menstrual cycle, since we're gonna get to this. The menstrual cycle is like broken down into 3 phases. I believe it's 3. Don't quote me, it might be 4. It's up there. But anyways, there's like a follicular phase where the egg gets dropped into, the things, right? Okay. And then there's after that, then you get your period, obviously. Then there's like this time in between the follicular and the menstruation phase, where it's like the luteal phase, where you're like at your most hormonal, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the crazy phase. I gotcha. I gotcha. And you know what really sucks now? You know what really sucks? I was talking to her about this. Before, when she was on birth control, right? Her hormones were kind of like set. And my point is that when she was in that phase, she would go on her, you know, her endeavors. But then once the dam broke, like all of that stuff got released, right? And she was just fine again. Now that she's not on birth control anymore because of the chemo and other things, but because of that, now it's just a winding ride up and down all the way through.
Yeah.
Golly, God really does hate women. I mean, why would he put y'all through that every single month if he liked y'all?
You know, I have no idea.
I can just see him up in the clouds and be like, oh, they want to know if they can still have babies? All right, piss them off for the next week and a half.
I know, it'd be just cool if we got like a little text or email say like, hey girl, you're not pregnant. Move on with your day. Like, all right, cool.
Text.
Right? Like,
yeah, you're still on the baby train. Check. Oh man.
Yeah.
But like I said, she did get mad at me for a second over this stuff.
Okay.
And you found a video that goes through the four signs that a woman is upset with you, right? So we're gonna go through this together and see if she actually did any of the signs. So hold on, there we go. Oh, we can't do the song. I can't. Okay, so wait, hold on. I missed it because I was doing the song. So the first one, her strength increases by 90%. 1,000! 1,000! She didn't do it on this one that I'm talking about. But yes, no. All guys know about this one. I'm upset. I don't need no man. Right? Also, surprisingly, they learned how to fix the Wi-Fi router. It's amazing. All right, we'll keep going.
Yes.
Her speed increases by 50%. See, this one's not a fair one for the EP, because when her speed increases 50%, she just walks at a normal pace to me because she's so short and she has tiny legs, right? This is not even me talking about the amount of times that I hear her when we're out walking saying slow down when my big back ass is not trying to walk fast, right? So that's like my gait is just much longer than hers. So yeah, that one doesn't really affect us as much.
Okay.
Desires to be touched decrease by 80%. So this one, this is a no. This is just a flat no.
Okay.
But that's her love language though. It's specifically touch and hugs and that kind of stuff. So like, even if she's mad at me, she'd still really like a hug. Ability to listen turns to 0. I mean, that would just imply that y'all had an ability to listen in the first place. Like, I can't think of a time when I was talking to any woman and they were actually listening and and the other thing too, it should have been makes a choice on something, right? Fuck the listening. You'd be like, hey, we got these 2 bags of chips. I don't know what kind of chips to get. I don't know what we should have for dinner. I don't know where we should go tonight. Like, no, that's the 4th sign. Makes a fucking decision? Oh, she's pissed. She is livid at you, bro.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
are which of those are applicable? I mean, we all know the 90% strength increase is applicable to you. Are the other three also?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Is it the same for you as it is with me? Because Keith is like 8 feet taller than you, so you increase your speed. Like, is he just walking normal still?
I don't think so. I think when I increase my speed walk, I am speed walking, but then he like catches up really quickly. So it's like
He's like, oh, I gotta go at 1.25 speed. You're over here doing Olympic trials, and he's just like, all right, time to go for a jog. It's fine.
so when we take Rocket out for walks, I'm pretty sure like he slows down his walk just to like stay in the same pace that I'm going.
Oh, he has to. He has to. Like, yeah, that's what. See, this is what happens when y'all short queens want to get with tall kings. I'm not even one. I'm 5'10", right? But she's 5'2", so I'm a giant compared to her. Judy,
Yeah.
what? You're 5'2" also?
No, I'm like 5'4".
You're 5'4", right? But Keith is 6'1", so it's essentially he has a 1 inch difference between everything, right? But it's essentially the same thing. So yeah, this is what happens when y'all want some tall ass men. Okay, we gotta slow down or y'all gotta speed up, and then you get mad at us for giving you a reason to speed up. I don't know.
Oh, so true. So true.
Judy,
Yes.
you know me. I love trash reality TV. It's like
Yes.
it's my favorite thing.
I know.
Lately, we've been watching. It's called 90 Day Hunt for Love, where they took a whole bunch of people that were on versions of 90 Day Fiance, and I say versions because they have regular
There's
90 Day.
so many.
Right? They have regular 90 Day. They have 90 Day the other way, where the American goes to the other country. They have before the 90 days. They have another 90 days. Like,
Yeah, then they have like a happily after 90 days. I was like, what?
So this is taking a bunch of the people where their 90 days didn't work out,
Ooh.
and now they're putting them on an island. And they've also mixed in what have been termed like randoms or regulars, where it's just like actual people that aren't related to the show in any way. But the show is obviously just about the 90 Day people, because they don't ever like do a full on introduction for any of the regulars. The only time that you will get them to do a like a one-on-one interview is if it's related specifically to a date that they are on. So it is 100% just about these 90 Day people. So
Yeah. Okay.
we were watching that last night, but the thing is, like, they haven't dropped all the episodes. They are doing this show in fucking analog style. So after we watched the episode last night, the EP is like, man, I could really go for some like drama. Yeah, and your boy picked it up right away. She had the balls. To be like, well, I'm talking about like reality TV. I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna put on the English Patient. Oh, you know, I'm gonna put on
Grey's Anatomy
right now. Yeah, like some epic fucking dramatic movie. No, I understand. I understood the assignment. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going through Disney and Hulu and all that stuff, and I come across, oh my God, all of the trashy VH1 reality dating shows that they used to have, and I put on. Because I don't really think Flavor of Love would. I think she would find it entertaining, but I don't think that's her thing, right?
Yeah.
But that's why we go with Rock of Love, the Bret Michaels version of Flavor of Love. Oh, this is exactly what's in her wheelhouse. We end up watching like 3 episodes of that last night. Mind you, I'm rewatching all of these because I'm so old. I watched them when they were coming out originally.
Right.
On television, kids. So we watch the episodes and then we go to bed or whatever. But I bring all that up to ask you, like, Love Island is the new hotness right now as far as
Yes.
summertime shows. It
Yes.
Over the summer it used to be, or maybe I'm getting my timeline wrong, but I feel like the summers used to be for Love is Blind. And
Yeah.
now it's like Love Island is kind of taking that over.
Yes, and that's the like. Okay, so I will say I'll preface this by saying I've never watched Love Island, and I don't understand the hype around it because I feel like all these reality dating shows are like all the same, but they might not be. But the thing with Love Island is that I see people asking like on all of the social media platforms, like, who's having a Love Island watch party? And like restaurants are saying, hey, we're hosting a Love Island watch party. And I was like, what? I mean, I get if you have like a Super Bowl watch party or, some like championship sports watch party. But for Love Island, though, what?
Okay, so what I will say as far as watch parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. I'm not defending the restaurant for thinking that it's a good idea to do a Love Island watch party. But what I will say is, when you know something is popular in this economy, when people aren't going out on a fucking Wednesday night, right? Or with Love Island, I feel like Love Island actually might be like Monday through Friday. Like I think they might do 5 days a week or something like that. Either way. However it's happening, I'm not watching it right now either, obviously. But however it's happening, if you have anything that will get people to spend some kind of money in your restaurant when you're probably like, oh, times are real tough right now, buddy. Because think about it. You think the person who opened up their nice restaurant or sports bar or whatever, do you think they really had machinations of being like, one day this will be filled with people watching reality dating shows? No, that's not what they wanted. They wanted to have a classy atmosphere. And the fucking economy said,
no,
you put on Love Island. You are right though. It is just like most reality, not most, a lot of other reality dating shows. So like if you've seen Perfect Match, for example, it's it's kind of like a 1-to-1 copy of Perfect Match. I haven't watched Love Island US because I had watched Love Island UK, the original, and I like that version so much that when I saw the first season of Love Island US and it was terribly produced, it was not fun, it was not funny, it was I was like, I'm good then. I don't need to. And then obviously someone came along and said, we gonna fix this, and they did. But yeah, I mean, like the thing I will say as to why it takes over the fucking airwaves, from what I've seen, because I have watched recap shows about the episodes.
Right.
What I will say is that it kind of hits at the perfect time of the year, okay? The NBA finals just ended and the NHL finals just ended, so there's no real sports going on. Yeah, there's baseball, but who gives a fuck about baseball, right? Honestly, there's like 7 people and 3 of them used to play, all right? So those are the only people who care about baseball, especially at this time of the year. Television, for the most part, is off because, all the real produced shows are taking their summer break, whatever. There's just not a lot going on. So then when you can have a show in which people are literally breaking up happy relationships so that they themselves don't have to leave the house, because the thing of the show is, at some point, a woman or a man will get eliminated, but the only way that happens is they are not coupled up with someone. So what I mean by woman or man, like, one week the women will get to choose who to couple up with, and the next week the men will get to choose, and so on and so forth, right? And at different intervals during the season, they bring in new women and new men and stuff like that. And so it really is just like, it's like, it's like The Hills, right? Remember how The Hills was just like everyone's dating everybody else, and then we're upset about it, right? So it's just The Hills, except that there is an actual like timeliness component to it, in which one person knows, if I don't tell this motherfucker to stop dating her so that I can date him, I'm going home, right? So
got it.
Yeah, so it's Survivor meets The Hills. That's what it is. That's why it's so popular. Holy shit!
Oh my god! Yeah,
I need to move to Hollywood. I just need to start pitching stuff to people. I just look at that. Survivor meets The Hills.
Yeah, you should. You'll one day be a famous reality TV show that's also getting watch parties at restaurants.
Oh my god. Imagine if all of this was at a watch party, or the reason for a watch party. Oh my god.
Just never know.
I mean, I do say all the time, I just need someone to go around filming me. That would be a multi-million-dollar industry right there. If I could just get someone out there, like for 2 years, to just film me for free. I'll pay you on the back end, I promise. But like, I don't have any money on the upfront. But if I could just get that to happen for 2 years, and then we'll make some money. Multi-million minimum. All right. Judy.
Yes.
Time for Am I Overreacting? All right, so I got 2 this week, okay?
Oh, 2, okay.
Yeah. We'll go with the serious one first. Okay?
Okay.
Am I overreacting for flipping out after my brother proposed to his girlfriend at my baby shower? My husband and I are expecting our first child after 2 years of infertility and IVF. So when we finally got to celebrate our baby shower last weekend, I was genuinely emotional and excited. Halfway through the party, my brother stood up with his girlfriend and said he had something to say. Then he dropped to one knee and proposed. Everyone clapped and cheered. And just like that, the baby shower turned into their engagement party. I didn't even know what to do. I smiled through it, but inside, I felt completely steamrolled. My husband could tell I was upset, but I didn't want to cause a scene after they left. After they left, I cried in the car. When I confronted my brother the next day, he said he thought it would be a sweet surprise and a moment to share together as siblings. I told him it felt like he hijacked a rare moment that was meant for me. Now my mom is telling me I'm being hormonal and it's just a proposal. Let it go. Am I overreacting for feeling robbed?
I don't think she's overreacting. I think she justifiably, like, that is her moment. It's the same thing as someone proposing at my wedding. Why can't you just wait at any other time to go do this? There's literally any other time.
So I get what you're saying about the any other time. This is going to be one of those rare things where we just genuinely disagree. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm not saying he could not have, the brother couldn't have handled it better, that like he couldn't have waited till closer to the end of the ceremony, of the party, because it's a party, okay? He couldn't have waited till the end of that, or he could have asked, his sister if it was cool to do that. I'm not saying couldn't have done any of that. What I am saying, though, is unlike your wedding, right, this is a baby shower. This is a day where this is like saying I'm upset because my brother proposed to his girlfriend the day after my wedding while we were opening presents. That's what that's akin to. Because let me get there. Let me get there. Okay.
Okay.
Because the baby shower is just like, yes, we are celebrating it. You are going to have a baby. You're still going to have the baby. The day that you give birth is akin to your wedding day. That's the day that will forever be remembered. You don't remember your fucking baby shower? I don't care how tough your pregnancy was. As soon as you have that kid, you don't give a fuck about any kind of baby shower. Maybe you remember like certain aspects of it, like, oh, we did that fun game where you put chocolate in the diapers and you have to figure out what kind of poopy it is. Right? But other than that, like it's not a momentous day. It is a day like when you actually break it, and I get it. She went through a whole bunch of stuff that most people don't normally have to. So it does mean a little bit more to her than it would to me, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is just you getting presents so that you can have an easier life of raising your child. Like that's what the baby shower is actually there for, to get baby clothes and monitors and all that kind of stuff. All right. So she's upset that on a day that she just threw a party, her brother, guess what? He actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm getting mad. I really am. Because he made it. The brother made it so that you actually will remember your fucking baby shower for the rest of your life. Oh my God. Right?
Okay.
Because before, like I said, I can't remember anything about my baby shower. 100%. 100%. I think it was in the living room of the house we used to live in. Other than that, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you what we got. Couldn't tell you.
Do you think that's just coming from a man's perspective, though? Like, if you ask your ex-wife, I mean, not that y'all talk like that, but like, hey, do you remember Asher's baby shower?
Okay, I'll put it in a different context then. Okay? Okay. You have friends that have had babies, right? Not just Val, but like your other friends have also had children, correct?
No, just Val.
Just Val? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's fine. How often has a conversation about the baby shower ever come up?
About like Val's?
About Val's baby shower.
Okay, let me see. I mean, not often, but it's
never.
It's sporadically brought it up when we talk about things like, oh, remember when we did this, or like when we had that at your
No, I can
yes,
see you making up this story as you're talking. It's a
thing. I will ask you. I'm telling you, it's always a thing. Like, oh, do you remember? Because Val had like multiple baby showers.
Well, that's different then. That's even more. She had multiple baby showers. So this girl had multiple baby showers.
No, she didn't say she had multiple baby showers.
No, I'm saying she could have. She could have. Because unlike a wedding, no one gives a shit about the baby shower. Have 17 of them.
Oh my God. Anyways, all right. So we disagree on this one. Let's go on with the next. Am I overreacting?
I don't want to.
It's too late. We're moving on.
I'm angry.
Why did you start with this one then?
Because
I felt like you would have known. What, you didn't think that we would not we would disagree on this?
I didn't think we would disagree to this degree, right? Like because it, like I said, to me, it's not a wedding. It's not a birthday even, which like you have a birthday every single year. And I would say your birthday is more important than a baby shower. You know, a baby shower is something depending on what point in your life you're in. Some people just say, we're not doing one, just donate to a fucking charity because we don't need it. Same thing with like wedding gifts or whatever, right? Yeah. So I understand why it could be meaningful, but like I said, in my opinion, it's not something that is like it's a fun memory, but it's not a memorable thing. Like you don't remember the date of your baby shower.
I get it. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Ryan.
Coming from you, from this lady and her perspective, she doesn't know if she'll have another baby shower. That's the thing. This could be her one and only one.
No. How many children has Val had?
I'm talking about the lady in the post.
I know. I understand that. I'm asking you, how many children has Val had?
Oh, she won.
One, and yet she had multiple baby showers. That's my point. This woman could also just have multiple baby showers.
But we don't know that from just this post, Ryan.
No, I get that. I'm not saying that we know if she has or hasn't. I'm saying
yes.
she possesses the ability to.
If she wanted to, yes. But she's talking about this specific baby shower. We, like, from our take as a reader, she had one. She might have had
back. Just run it back next weekend. All right.
Anyways,
next step I overreacted.
Yes.
Next step I overreacted. Am I overreacting? Found this in my shared kitchen. Is this what I think it is?
It's 100% ice butt plugs. Yes. I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, so I'm just wondering as I'm looking at this, like, is that two separate ice makers or ice? Yeah, ice cube
ice
makers?
molds,
or ice molds. Thank you. Or
maybe.
Is that like is the purple one connected to the butt plug one somehow?
I don't know. Maybe it's two separate ones, and they're like, you know what? We want ones with like a little ridge to them, and one like smooth side, and one ridge side.
So like,
and that's what they get there.
You're saying that the person like midway through the process opens up the mold and then puts the ice cubes onto it to help solidify it in a more rigid. I just noticed too, they're all different sizes.
Yeah. Obviously, you have to have multiple sizes. You know, you can't just start with the big one. You're not ready for that.
We're not a butt plug house, okay? So
it's okay. Just kidding. We're not either.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm glad we did that.
That's good.
I'm glad we did that. I needed something to calm me down after Baby Shower Gate 2025. Especially with the topic that we're about to go into.
Oh, Lord. I know. Yeah.
We're going to talk about some politics stuff. So if you're not into that, fast forward, stop listening. I never want you guys to stop listening, but I also don't want you to feel uncomfortable. So do whatever you got to do. Right. But there's some things that have been happening over the past month, let's say, that have me really, really concerned. And I just need to share it with you guys. Okay. So if you're not aware, ICE, to a degree, and I know that when I say this, it's going to sound much more hyperbolic than how I mean for it to be, right? But ICE has kind of occupied LA, and in mass droves are scooping up immigrants in order to detain them / send them, back to whatever country, or just maybe send them to fucking Guatemala or El Salvador, because we're doing that as well.
Yeah.
And the concerning part about that is that it's not just like they're going to like Home Depot and, fucking food carts or whatever. Like, it's not just the very obvious places that you would find illegal immigrants at. They're picking them up at like their court appointments because they're trying to become actual citizens and stuff like that. And I get it. There's always two sides to every story, right? But the thing that concerns me is that when you look into the authority of ICE, the Immigration and Customs, what's the E?
Enforcement, maybe?
Enforcement, thank you. Yes, enforcement. Is that they can detain you until you show them proof of citizenship for no other reason than they want to, right?
Yeah. So
essentially, if you don't have your birth certificate, your ID, your passport, not just an ID, like I said, your birth certificate and your ID. Like when you go to the DMV, you need two forms of ID.
Right. Yeah.
So you need that, a passport, something. If you don't have all that stuff on you, there's a chance that you could just get detained.
Yeah.
For no other reason. And I get it. most of the stories that we are hearing are from people that are, let's say, instigating an issue with ICE, right? And I say instigating because it just depends on your perspective, right? When I say it's protesters, political officials who are trying to stand up for their constituents, stuff like that. But the thing that worries me in all of this is that they are doing this in LA, and this is something that is going to happen in pretty much every major city. And I say that not because I'm on the inside of any kind of government meetings. They don't want the truth. But I say that because when you look at how much funding they just received through the big, beautiful bill, it is higher than most nations' defense budget. Right? So ICE's budget, not the Department of Homeland Security, just for ICE itself, they are getting $150 billion to do whatever they need to do, right? So that is more than Russia's defense budget, India, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Japan. I mean, the list goes on, right? So to think that they wouldn't be coming to every major city, right? This is what Trump ran on. So he's not doing anything that he said he wasn't going to do. This is what he ran on, going to get the immigrants out. But to think they won't come to your city is stupid, right? And it makes me very, very concerned because, A, I have a Hispanic wife, right? So who knows if she's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. She goes shopping downtown when there's an ICE raid, and then she gets detained because she doesn't have her fucking passport on her. Right? Myself, I've been called every goddamn ethnicity under the sun. I've gotten Latino, I've gotten Middle Eastern, I've gotten fat, like just every single one. So who's this? Who's to say if I'm not just out being loud one day and I just go, ah la la, right? Now I'm arrested. So these are the things. Yeah. These are the things that concern me, and I'm not saying this in a way to be like, if you're a Republican, then you are a bad person, or if you voted for Trump, then you're a bad person. But what I am saying is just understand what is actually happening in front of us at this moment, right?
Yes.
Like I get that I'm the one who says, "Oh, this is a roller coaster," but that's my point though, is that we don't have control of what's going on. All we can do is try and mitigate things as they happen. So like dead ass, I told the EP yesterday when I was realizing all this stuff. I said, do you have your passport? And she said, no, I don't have one yet. You're going to get one ASAP, right? Because I'll be damned if I don't try and put her in the best position so that kind of stuff doesn't happen to her.
Yeah, it's just all so surreal. And I know you mentioned that the thing is, the media is only focusing a lot on California's ICE raids, but it has happened in Chicago, Boston, New York. It's happening. You just don't really hear about it as much, or like the severity isn't as big right now as what's happening in California.
So it's one of those things they have a massive influx of agents in LA right now, right? Because, and I don't know if this is just a statistic that I made up in my own head or if it was actually reported somewhere, but I feel like I heard that apparently they have a 3,000 immigrant a day quota that they are trying to bring in, right? In LA alone. So, but yeah, no, it's happening everywhere. It's happening in
even out here,
like you said, Chicago, in Texas, in New York, in Miami. My point is the level that it's at in LA is going to be coming to your city most likely. So just prepare for that, right? Because right now, the raids are happening in those other cities, but it's exactly like what we were talking about. Those are the easy ones where it's like we're going to the Home Depot, we're going to this, we're going to that. So but everything is okay. You know why?
Why?
Everything is okay because the UFC is coming to the White House, baby!
Oh, God.
I can't, honestly, with everything going on, I read this and I was like, why is this happening? Why is this a thing?
It's all just one big joke at this point in life.
It really is. Don't get me wrong. I love the UFC. I'm not trying to say that the UFC is anything bad. What I am saying, though, is that when we talk about how the government is going to clean up spending with Doge, right? That was the whole point of Doge, is we're going to cut out all the bullshit so that we're done with the excess spending. And then the big, beautiful bill comes out that apparently is going to add trillions to the national deficit. I'm not going to act like I understand all these things. I don't know fucking tax codes. I go to H&R Block like everyone else, okay? But from everything that I've read, it's going to add trillions to the national deficit, right? And then we get this announcement about the UFC going to be at the White House on the White House grounds, right? So to do that, you would need to actually build an amphitheater on the White House grounds. So think about just forget the actual construction material cost, right? Think about all the time and manpower costs it's going to be just to vet the construction crews, just to get access for everyone to be on the ground while we're doing it. And then doing all that again for the people who go to the event. And I understand most of it's going to be like political friends and family, right? It's at the White House. I get that. But there are still going to be I believe Trump said something like he wanted to do something like 25,000, 20,000, something like that. So even if it's just 5,000 tickets that get sold or whatever.
Right. That's still 5,000. Yes.
Exactly. Right. So it could have been, honestly, it could have been anywhere else in Washington, D.C. He could have said, we're setting this up at the Lincoln Memorial, right? And it's just, that's the whole thing. You see Lincoln just sitting or staring down at the cage during the entire event. Yeah. And I would have been I'm not going to say I'd be okay with it, but I'd be way more okay with it than doing it at the White House.
Oh my God. Yeah. This whole, everything it's just so much uncertainty with this administration. And like you were mentioning, EP making sure she gets her passport. But aside from that, it's, Trump has all these, he is, talking about the whole birthright citizenship things. He wants to strip that from people. And, it's just, it's just a lot, especially from someone who was not born here, me.
Right.
My birth country on my passport, I'm a U.S. citizen. I have a U.S. passport, but my country of birth does not say the United States. So
right. And with that, I'm sure you've heard it too. I've heard both sides where it's no, we're not talking about the good ones. We're talking about the bad ones who shouldn't have birthright citizenship. But then let me just go back to how ICE is picking up people who are going to scheduled court hearings so that they can keep their legal immigration status active.
Right.
So how am I supposed to believe that will just turn into anyone who was not born in this country has to go? And then how do we stop from there is also the next question for me, right? Because if you let's say you had kids, right? And So this doesn't work as well because Keith was born here. So let's say Keith was also born in the Philippines, right? And you guys had kids and now you get deported. But your kids were born here. But since you weren't ever legally a citizenship, should that mean that they don't get their citizenship anymore? Right? Or let's even work in the reverse, in which my great-great-great-great-grandfather wasn't born here. He came over as an immigrant. But, his citizenship got revoked. So does now mean my citizen... And I get it. I'm being very...
But no, yes, you're right, though. Situation. Yes, exactly. But yes.
It does just... It makes so many questions, right? It is one of those things like, I get it. A lot of people love Trump because he just speaks from whatever he's thinking rather than, crafted and cultivated speeches that we're used to seeing with regular politicians. But that's a double-edged sword because when you're also doing that, it leaves all of this unknown to the public because he's mentioned stuff like this, but there hasn't been like any full-on action toward it at this point. But we just don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh. But we got UFC coming to the White House.
God.
Conor McGregor's coked out ass is going to be doing lines at the White House.
And he's not even a citizen.
I know.
Are they going to let him through?
He's going to be on a work visa. That's what it is. So it's fine. Yeah. All right. Judy,
oh man.
Speaking of Washington D.C.
Yes.
You found a video.
Oh my God.
And you found a video.
Yes.
2 Utes.
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
2 youths.
A Ute is a...
Youths.
There you go. I always hit the wrong button for you. Sorry.
Yes.
But you found this video. You always find these videos that are stitched together. And
I never find the original.
And it just, the caption on it says, "We are in a severe literary crisis in this country." Literacy. My eyes are bad. Shut up. Do you want to reference anything before I play it?
No, because it's just straightforward.
Okay.
Make sure the volume's up before you hit play.
Good call.
So mad at me for saying that the White House is in Virginia. Come to find out, in DC, that I didn't even know the White House was on this side. I literally believed that the White House was in Washington state. Like this whole time, I thought Washington DC was in the state Washington, not in fucking between Virginia and Maryland. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one that thought that. And the most people with opinions are the ones born in the DMV or around this area. Of course you would know it, and you would look at me crazy as fuck. You were born here.
Okay. Okay. And then we got the Nene leaks right there.
Yes. Please take this one, right?
I mean, okay, so like, we do have a severe education issue in this country. I will 100% admit that. Like that's just facts. I also feel like this is my concern about AI, like not with her specifically, but like people aren't having to go out and think. They could just have a computer do the thinking for them. I can understand why she thought that, because I'm someone who just makes stuff make sense, right? Because A, you're embarrassed to ask, or B, the person who is trying to teach you doesn't understand your learning style, or C, you're just a stupid kid and you weren't paying attention and you're like, fuck, I gotta make it work, right? So I can understand someone getting confused in that regard. But I mean, girl, like, this also just tells me, fuck literacy. This tells me you ain't looked at a fucking map in your entire life.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about, because at what part, or like what year in school did we learn about geography? Because usually Usually you learn about this like in elementary school, you learn about the states and the states' capitals, right? The different flags. I would remember, I'm pretty sure it was like elementary school, and then I had like a geography class in middle school. But at some point in your, at some point from elementary school to high school, how have you never learned
So
where?
what I will say in regards to that is that Washington, D.C. does fall into a weird spot with that, in which I could be misremembering, I am very old, but I feel like we learn about Washington, D.C. more so in like history class rather than geography class, because you're right, we do all the state capitals, but since Washington, D.C. is its own annex of property, we don't talk about it, or we don't have as, it's not as prevalent as like learning all the state capitals, right? Like you do the 50 state capitals, Washington, D.C. never pops up on any of it.
True, yes,
Right.
but I remember in one of my classes we had to learn like countries, like state capitals or country
National capitals?
national capitals. God.
You're doing a great job of making your point right now, Judy.
I know, god damn it.
Okay, I don't remember taking that class. I will be honest with you.
Okay.
So maybe I was just not paying attention also. Like, but yeah, no, like now that I'm thinking about this though, you know what the real issue of this is? It's navigation systems. Right? Like back in the day, if you were going on a road trip or if you were traveling or anything, you had to go to the fucking AAA office and you had to get all the different maps of everything, right?
Yes.
And now it's just, now you put the address in. It's even worse for it's even worse for some people. Like the EP needs to put the fucking address to Target in when we go to the local Target. Like, so I don't know this neighborhood.
Even though it's like down the street.
You have lived in this neighborhood for 5 years. You should know where stuff is by now. I don't know. Right?
Oh man.
But that's the issue, is that since we don't have to look at maps anymore, since the routes are curated for us, my point isn't that she would have seen it because she would have gone on a road trip. My point is that there was a time in our history when usage of maps were much more prevalent. How many times in movies did we just see a guy put a map up on a fucking table or a wall or something and start pointing to stuff everywhere, right? We don't see that kind of stuff anymore because it's all curated for us. So locations of things can get hinky, but yeah, you should have known that.
I don't know.
Definitely. Like just by what you said, right? Because if I'm not incorrect, I don't know if I just said that correctly or not. If I am correct, the capital of Washington is Salem, right?
I don't think so.
Google it real quick, okay?
I'm doing
Google
right
it.
now. Capital's Olympia.
Olympia, okay. My bad. But my point is that you would have learned that it wasn't Washington, D.C. when you did the state capitals test, okay?
Yes.
Figure some shit out.
So what I know our gongs are gone. So I was just reading through the comments on that, and someone said, you know what? Maybe some kids should have been left behind. And I was like, damn.
It's true. It's true. Like, I'm not... I'll do this very quickly. I'm not saying that we shouldn't give every single kid every single opportunity and leave them behind, like just kicking them to the side of the road or whatever. Yeah. But I do mean we shouldn't just keep passing kids along, right? If they need to stay in third grade for 3 years, then guess what? This is where it also changes, though, okay? If they for every year that you get held back is a year later that all of the parts of adulthood come to you, okay? So if you get held back in third grade twice, you're now not 18 or don't have the options of an 18-year-old until you're 20. So you can't drink until you're 23. You can't rent a car until you're 27, right? That's how you fix that,
There we go.
right? And then
Yeah.
guess what? You also just will never leave school. You'll be a 37-year-old man. Fucking Billy Madison. 3rd grade still. All right.
Oh man.
I don't want to expound upon an old man in a high school or in a elementary school anymore.
No.
I feel like that is just a dark, slippery slope. And the gong happened, so we gotta go. We gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
It's not we didn't make the rules. The gong made the rules. So,
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. We do appreciate and love you so much.
Wait, before you say bye,
What?
I know we're ending. You know how you mentioned last show that you were like, Judy, you didn't talk about my beard or anything, right? You're like, oh, you didn't make a big deal out of it, but you didn't make a big deal about me not wearing a black shirt today.
Oh, I just figured, well, I did notice it, right? But I just figured that since it was a daytime recording, it didn't count. Like
Anyways, we'll catch you guys on next week's episode of A Conversation with Judy
it's such
and
a
Ryan.
nice shirt. Oh my God, I love it. It's not black. You did a great job. Yay. All right, guys. Judy just got 90% stronger. It's amazing. All right. We will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.